Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well. It's a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Avatar top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting onto 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because this is a stunner of a matchup we have for you this evening. Divine 9 versus Disco Tees in Division A West. Glad to have you here with me. I'm your host, Murda, as I mentioned, and I have these teams ready to go in lobby. Sorry for the slight delay. I'm going to throw out a ready check, see if they are ready to go, as we're going to be moving into one of the more popular maps here in NGS, Tomb of the Spider Queen for map number 1. And we have quite the matchup. Disco Tees played last season as Arya and the It Bosses up in the Heroic Division. Divine 9 played down in Division B West last season and were the grand champions. So both teams returning to NGS and coming from different paths. Obviously, two different sides of the coin here. But here we go into the draft. Tomb of the Spider Queen. And looking at the standings, Disco Tees playing really well so far. Finished round 1 with a record of 3-1. Divine 9 finished with a record of 3-3. So both teams have 3 wins on the season and are looking to add to it, as this season the win percentage is the column you got to keep an eye on, as we see Diablo, the first hero banned here by Divine 9. So obviously mentioning Divine 9 winning that Division B Grand Championship last season, I actually got to cast that matchup. Was it that matchup? I think it was. Yeah, I casted that one. It was a fun match. Played really well. They actually like dominated the set. Talking to Jason after he, like, I remember talking to him in the interview, was just like so pumped that his team finally got a championship win, and they're trying to push forth up here in Division A now this season. We see Sergeant Hammer was banned out, but they're trying to push forward into Division A, and I'm not going to say it's a slow start, but, you know, they took a 2-0, they took a tie, and they took an 0-2 so far. Genji's going to be their ban. But they're trying to get their footing here, as the top 6 teams from each division are guaranteed a playoff spot, and then the final 2 slots are reserved for wildcard weekend. Divine 9 currently sitting right on the cusp of that, and want to find their way in one of those top 6 spots to guarantee their placement into the playoffs. And the other Shimada brother will join Genji, Hanzo, banned out here by Disco Tees. So tonight's a big matchup for them. They do not want to fall any further down the standings, as they grab their white main quickly in this draft. And they really wasted no time. Must have been thinking that the whole way. So newest hero in the game, white main, will be picked. And Disco Tees, they're going to grab a Jim Raynor here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And they're going to pair that with a Johanna. So take a solid hero, take a counter to Raynor, and also Johanna being on one of her best maps. Jason, I see you in chat saying sweet intro. Appreciate that, man. But Johanna, one of her best maps, and also having, you know, taken away the counter from Divine 9. 2 solid picks there for Disco Tees. Picks 2 and 3 now. Divine 9 on the clock. Then go with the Jaina for some wave clear. Sonya for that soul lane. And Judge Bread. This is a hero that he specializes in. You saw him play her extensively throughout those Division B playoffs and led them to a lot of victories there. So the return of Judge Bread on his Sonya. And they're looking to get him started here in game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now, ban phase number 2. Disco T is on the clock first. Their time is expiring as we see them ban away the Phoenix. Alright, so Divine 9, they're looking at a tank on the other side. There hasn't been much of a support choke at all. All they've taken is the white main, but still on the board is like Deckard Cain, Alex Straza, Malfurion, Rhaegar. A lot of supports available, so maybe they want to look at finding something like the Yrel instead. Nope, they're going to go with the Deckard Cain. I maybe would have liked to have seen the Yrel ban there just to get rid of the counter to Sonya. But instead, Deckard Cain removed, and this leaves open the Yrel for Disco T. See if they want to go into it. It's a solid option for them right now. Really nothing stopping them from even saving her for their 5th pick. But we'll see. 2 seconds on the clock. Disco T is looking for their 3-4 picks in the Azmodan and Stukov, who recently got buffed just yesterday by the Heroes of the Storm dev team. And we'll see how Stukov, his first game, I've had the pleasure of casting him since that balance adjustment. And we'll see how he does here in map number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen for Disco T's. Final selections on the clock, though, for Divine 9. D9 still looking for their tank. They're going with Muradin, and Phantom's going to pick up his Kerrigan. And, you know, I don't know if you guys saw the intro video, but there's a clip there of Phantoms playing this Kerrigan on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So it should be pretty fun, as always, to get to see him play this hero. I'm going to try to like keep my fanboying to a minimum, but every time I see him on this hero, it's an absolute blast. Final pick will be that Yrel for Disco T, so your caster tonight was spot on with that final selection. But let me know in chat, who do you guys think is going to win? If you think it's going to be Divine 9, throw out hashtag D9 in chat. If your vote is for the Disco T's, hashtag DT in chat. I think this is a comfort pick across the board for Divine 9. I expect them to play well. This is a map they're comfortable on. They got heroes they're comfortable on. But they're playing up against a team in Disco T's that has been performing well this season, and they're looking to continue their winning ways here on their own map selection of Tomb of the Spider Queen. I actually didn't get to tell you what happened during the coin toss. We saw Disco T's winning the toss, opting for first map pick. They banned out Braxis Holdout. Divine 9 banned out Volskaya Foundry. Here we are, map number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, picked by Disco T's, and later on, picked by Divine 9, will be Infernal Shrines. And actually, give me just a moment here. I can update my overlay to reflect that. Tomb of the Spider Queen, Infernal Shrines. But while we're loading in, make sure you're throwing your votes in chat. I'm excited to see what you guys think. We currently have 5 of you here. Most people watching the NGS Game of the Week over at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Hopefully we'll get to see some of them later on. Oh, is Judge Bredd playing support? According to Jason, is that the case? Oh, Judge Bredd did switch over to support, so it's going to be Big Wiz on the Sonya. But let me introduce these teams and switch my overlay over for you. Let me introduce these teams. On the left-hand side, we have Divine 9, Rabbit Penguin on the Muradin. Judge Bredd going to be playing the white main. Jason, their mage player on Jaina. Big Wiz going to be playing the Sonya, and rounding it out, as you love to see it, playing Kerrigan is going to be Phantoms. On the right-hand side, in the red, we have the Disco T's Twa on the Azmodan Slug Hunter on Raynor. We got Zabumafu on the Yrel. Barcode to be playing the Stukov, and rounding it out, the captain on Johanna. It is Yitboss. Level 1 talents up on your screen. Of course, it's Ace in the Hole from Raynor, and we'll see how he gets to work as he's actually walking into a combo there from Phantom's first off fall. Will be Raynor, and looking for more is Rabbit Penguin. He dwarf tossed aggressively forward. He's going to back right up and get to these rotations, but that early bush gank there from Divine 9 is exactly what they were looking for to start this matchup off. And an enormous play there because it gave them the early rotational advantage. Sonya's going to head on down to meet up with Yrel here in the bottom lane. But super exciting to see Divine 9 once again here in Season 5. Big Wiz, I believe, is new to the squad, and I'm assuming that's why they switched him over to the solo lane role. I know Judge Bredd was in addition last season, had thrown him in the sub role into the main roster for him to play Sonya throughout the playoffs. And now seeing him on White Mane, we'll see how that adjustment goes here for Divine 9. But a different matchup here. Big Wiz on the Sonya bottom lane. And as mentioned during draft, I think Yrel will have the better half of that matchup. So I'll try to keep an eye on that for you. But for now, let's follow this rotation through the top and through the mid as these teams are looking to collect their gems for the first turn into the game. And if you're Disco Tees, you're looking to stack up Twa, but Twa falling low and jumping deep in there was Phantoms, but was not able to finish off the kill. Asmo will survive for now. And backing up is White Mane, barely getting missed by that Globe of Annihilation from Azmodan. We do see White Mane is looking at a Clemency build at level 1, so we'll have some out-of-combat healing. And recently, the Q build getting nerfed, especially that level 16 talent from White Mane, so a lot more players will be looking at the W build. And so far, it looks like Judge Bread is going to be moving into that build here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So we'll watch as level 4s are clicking in so soon for Divine 9, and Disco T is getting close themselves as they're rotating quickly with their Azmodan and their Raynor, as well as having a Johanna just to condemn these up, throw out the Globe, get the stacks with Raynor there as well. And Azmodan already looking at 41 is chunking away, and they definitely have the advantage in terms of making these rotations with their Azmodan, with their Johanna. Jaina having used one of her main sources of damage, that Blizzard, trying to clear out the waves. So I fully expect, especially as Azmodan continues to stack, that the wave clear will heavily favor Disco Tees in this matchup. And that means they're going to be able to get a lot more gems, so keep an eye on that as well. Here's Yrel rotating up, trying to help Asmo get some stacks, and look at that, just instant deleting that, putting him at 51. Yip Boss is up top, getting that wave prepped up for Asmo. They're going to hold it steady. You can see the discipline from Slug Hunter, not ripping through any of them, waiting for Twa to throw out that Globe, and they continue to stack him up as now the rotation to the bottom side for Divine 9. They're looking for a turn-in. Phantoms holding on to 21. They have enough on hand for this turn-in, but so do the Disco Tees, and they're up top on the other side getting the turn-in. Interrupts here from Murden. Will he be able to get on Yip Boss? No. But both sides so close to getting enough. Murden's holding the rest of them. Rabbit Penguin's going to have to find his way in. It appears as though Twa is the member for Disco Tees that's holding the remaining gems they need. So Twa's making this rotation up top and does not start the channel, actually. And now Murden on the bottom side. Rabbit Penguin will get the first turn-in of the game. It will be in favor of Divine 9 as they look to get started early with a push in this top lane. They're actually jumping on Twa. Here's the pullback. There's the stun. There's the Blizzard. Twa falling low, and he dies, dropping 7 gems. They will be able to be picked up by Yip Boss there, but a fancy little nifty pickup led by their main assassin player, Phantoms. Landing the Kerrigan comment. Now jumping in for more, looking for Raynor. Gonna pull him back and stun him. Raynor low, and Raynor falls as well. Picking up 2 in this exchange was Phantoms, and now Ironskin back to the wall to safety is Yip Boss on Johanna as the Web Weaver approaches this top fort wall, and they're going to be able to push away. Here's a big Globe, going to chunk out some heroes, but Yip Boss falling low. No, Ironskin gets stunned again, and Phantoms showing why you cannot allow him to play this hero. All 4 kills have been set up by combos from Phantoms in this one, and they're looking to siege forward onto the first fort of the game. Webweaver's still up, not been touched in this mid lane. It's getting hit by towers, but that one's pushing along well. Another stun, landing the kill on Azmodan. And sorry, I flipped away for just a second. You see how quickly Kerrigan jumps in and finds destruction. And like still jumping forward, find another stun. This one's on Stukov. Web Blast connected as well on Barcode. Fort's down. Rabbit Penguin's here. He should have Dwarf Toss back to safety as Divine 9 picks up a level and a half lead. They have their level 9 so close to 10, just a level away, and having those heroics early, but they're able to force a lot of gems to be dropped there, but a good chunk of them were picked right back up by Disco T, so they have enough right now for a turn-in, and defense is going to have to be here from Divine 9. You see Rabbit Penguin trying to dump off a few. They still don't have enough for the full turn-in. They have to play defense. 7 away are Disco T's. Bottom side, Yrel's up against Sonya, but this top side is where they're looking for the turn-in. Only 2 in the hands of Slug Hunter. That's not enough. Still need 5 more. And Yip Boss and Barcode have those 5. We'll see if they can make it, but bottom side, it will be Yrel finding the turn-in for Disco T's. Phantoms holding onto a bruiser camp for now. They're going to try to time that up properly. Oh, whoa, what a pullback there on Rabid Penguin. He's low. Will he make it out? Yes, he does. Barely surviving Rabid Penguin. Got to watch his globe coming in. No, it does not connect. But they do pick up this bruiser camp, and Rabid Penguin will be able to get some second wind healing as their level 10s are so close. Just a wave away here at mid. Phantoms jumping in. Penguin also jumped in as well. Still no level 10, so close. Blizzard should be able to get it, and there it is. Level 10's on your screen right now for Divine 9 as they're making this defense up against the Webweaver here in the mid lane. Sonya's clearing out bottom. Yipboss very low, and he falls. There's a pullback onto Stukov. The Stormbolt and the stun, the Impaling Blades from Kerrigan, comboed with the Stormbolt, was enough to pick up a double kill there for Divine 9. Now 7 kills for them, still being led by all of these stuns. The CC chains are coming out as they will be able to clear up this Webweaver top with this Blizzard from Jason. And they have themselves a 2-level lead and a potential look at this boss. I wonder if they're going to do it. They're looking at it. Rabid Penguin's going to start it. It is scouted by Azmodan now. Twa knows they're here, but the rest of the team is not coming as of yet. So this might end up being a boss in favor of Divine 9. Rabid Penguin's very low. Needs to be careful up against a potential globe from Azmodan. Here it comes, but he will avoid it. Boss still falling low. Rest of Disco Tees making their way up here, but without level 10s, they are not able to make their way in. And that's going to be a boss. Turn-in is available for Divine 9. We'll see if they want to look for it. And here they are looking for it. Big was going to attempt to push members back. Still has his Berserker mode up. And they do not find the turn-in, but the boss still pushing top. It's on a keep wall, and they're going to find damage on it as Rainer's making the rotation there. Divine 9 going to clear up the bruisers, see that they're clearing the boss, then find their way back to the turn-in point. Here they go. Level 10s are available for the members of Disco Tees as you see them making this defense. Yipboss in trouble. There's Iron Skin early. Phantom's going to be looking for the combo once again. Here it comes. Not going to connect, but it is a Darrell now falling under trouble. Ardent Defender, but there is the huge Maelstrom from Kerrigan, going to pick up a double kill. That's Johanna and Yrel down. Next is going to be Rainer, a triple for Divine 9, as they now have plenty of room to find their second turn-in of the game, their second in a row. They're going to make a rotation, push these waves up a bit with Jason in the mid lane. He's low on mana, but should have a tap available at the mid. He's going to soften up the mid lane. They're 1 gem away. They're going to continue pushing the waves up as Phantoms finds that last gem into the bank. A 2-level lead for Divine 9, leading it 10 to nothing in kills. Kerrigan with 4, Jaina with 3. Whitemane even picking up a couple for herself. Here come the second set of Webweavers for Divine 9 as they're waiting in bushes just along this mid-wave. Webweaver joins in. Rabid Penguin going to expose himself, start working down that wave. They're going to rotate to the top as they see Disco Tees are here, and they want to take this level 13 talent here to the advantage. Dwarf toss forward from Rabid Penguin, looking for a stun, doesn't find anything. Slug Hunter on the backside getting assaulted by Phantoms, going to get comboed, but missing the impaled blades there was Kerrigan's. They do find the kill along with that water elemental from Jaina. Now looking for more. Yitboss is here surrounded by a sea of blue. Gonna stand in that blizzard for a minute. Finished off by Sonya. Big Wiz connecting to find that kill. It's actually Murden grabbing the kill there. But now they have a chance to push in onto the first keep of the game for themselves. Webweavers here. They have minions joining behind it. Blizzard onto the keep. 5 members here attacking away. Azmodan trying to chunk them loose. That's Twa ripping through some of these health bars, and Whitemane really struggles against this much AoE damage, but they do end up getting the first keep of the game down, and we'll be able to rotate around as Yrel, the only one here in defense, working on this middle Webweaver. I don't think Divine 9 makes it here in time, so likely are just going to look for another turn-in. They're only 3 gems short, but none available within reach for them right now, as Disco Tees have enough for their own turn-in, but still not on even talent, so they need to be careful. And even level 16 being so close here for Divine 9, it could end up almost being a 2 talent tier advantage for just a brief moment for Divine 9 if they can find an opportunity to get in on one of these fights. And here they come in defense of this top turn-in. Iron Skin available for Yip Boss. He's walking away from now. Still hasn't popped that Iron Skin. Going to save it for Phantoms jumping in on top of him potentially. And here he comes with that combo. Going to connect on a few. And the Blizzard on top. They find some kills. There's one. Will they make it two? Yip Boss very low. Ardent Defender going to save Yarel for now. She's getting a little extra health. But on the backside, Jason finding a kill on Johanna. Looking for Asmodan. They find the triple. Slug Hunter could be next. He's very low. And he falls. A quad kill for Divine 9 as they have a bruiser camp here in the mid lane. They're looking for their second keep of the game. Actually going to grab away another bruiser camp here with Kerrigan and Jaina. Now spearing over the wall is Sonya. They're looking to press this advantage as 3 members are yet to respawn. Asmodan falling very low, getting stunned out. Spear's going to put Sonya across the wall. And here they come with another bruiser camp. Blizzard down, going to try to clear out some of these minions. Falling low is Rabid Penguin on that Murray, and they're trying to push forward with this camp. I don't know if they have enough in them, but they do have the level 16 talent tier advantage. And Yip Boss is the only one here in defense. Now Yarel jumping forward, going to bash him back. Blizzard on this keep, still have that spell armor out from this bruiser camp. And I think they might have enough damage, but Asmo in defense doing a fantastic job. And Divine 9 will concede, finding the damage on that keep. Instead, gonna rotate to this bottom turn-in point. Phantoms holding 22, Jason with 11. They're also gonna need 9 from Rabid Penguin to make sure they have enough. We'll see if he starts his channel. Instead, it's gonna be Judge Bread. Yeah, there goes Rabid Penguin. He didn't quite make it there right off the bat, but seeing that Disco Teaser up top, plenty of room for Divine 9 to get that turn in. They're even be able to get this siege camp bottom side with Big Wiz and Judge Bread. So 16 to nothing is the kill count. Jason with 6 on his Jaina. Still 4 for Phantoms as they're waiting in a bush here with Muradin. Still not scattered out. And this could be deadly if anyone walks in here. It's going to be Yarel first with Stukov. They find a stun, but backing up is going to be Rabid Penguin. Does not want to take that fight yet. They want to wait for these web weavers. They want to make sure they can find damage onto these keeps. Now they're finding Yarel isolated. She jumps over the wall, will survive. Sonya actually speared across, and maybe a little bit of indecision on where they want to go right now for Divine 9, but they are going to follow up, try to finish off this middle keep as the rest of the defense is clearing out the siege camp and the web weaver in the bottom lane. This will be a keep down as Phantom's going to ravage forward along with the Blizzard from Jaina. And that is all they're going to need to get down their second keep of the game. Ardent Defender out from Yarel. Here comes a big globe from Asmon as well as the Hyperion from Raynor. Now they're looking to find their first kills of the game, but zoning Blizzard there from Jaina going to back them up. Keep is down. Top side, we do see another web weaver coming in as they find a kill on Asmodan. So without Asmo, now they can start thinking about core. Yip Boss very low. Inside a Blizzard, getting body blocked in it. There's a mini stun from Muradin, but yeah, Divine 9, they're on core. Berserker mode from Sonya. She's trying to rip through it. Zabumafu very low. Does not have Ardent Defender. It's been used. Yip Boss also low. Should have Ardent Defender, Iron Skin. And does have to use it back to safety. Now Zabumafu, the one here in defense, trying to push him back. But they do not have Asmodan, the one who's been in charge of chunking out these heroes with those Globes of Annihilation, which he's only 14 stacks away from completing his baseline quest. 386 stacks on him. And Divine 9 make it out alive. They're going to all tap on their well. Boss is available. Still have a talent tier advantage. Do not have enough gems for turn-in. So we'll see what the decision making is here for Jason and crew as they move into the late game. 17-0 in this one so far, but with even talents now here and an Asmodan that's fully stacked, they should be able to clear out the catapults coming in quickly, and it's only going to take 1 or 2 mistakes from Divine 9 to get Disco Tease right back in this game as you see them looking at this boss. Will it be scouted up by Divine 9? Looks like Rabid Penguin gonna walk in and check it out. No one in the bush, but he does see that they're in here, so he's gonna call up the rest of Divine 9, but there's a bunch of them right now on this bruiser camp, so they're not gonna be here in time, and Disco Tease are so far keeping this boss here. Hyperion is available for Slug Hunter to try to zone out. Asman, of course, with his globes, those are fully stacked now. So no one from Divine 9 can walk in here, and you're going to see them just try to make a double bruiser play instead. They concede the boss, and they're looking to find ways to pressure out these other lanes, including this mid lane. Bruiser Camp already here. They're going to find a second one right now. Phantoms and Rabid Penguin are going to finish that off. Web Weavers have also been spawned for Disco T, so now Divine 9. They're going to hearth back to base, avoid anything from stopping them from getting there, and just try to clear up this boss, clear up these Web Weavers, and not give anything away until they reach level 20, especially keeping their shutout alive. They are yet to fall on any heroes in this matchup. Phantom's going to clear up all these, find some more gems. Web Weaver will be spawning right next to him as the boss is cleared in the top lane. Mid lane, catapults are there, but the Web Weaver is right behind it. And they're going to find their first structure of the game as Hyperion comes out from Slug Hunter. Divine 9 still in that top lane, trying to make the rotation now. Zabumafu holding down the flank as here comes the Web Weaver. They will be able to pick up actually their second fort of the game. Sorry, I called it the first, but that indeed was their second. They got through the top fort earlier. Bottom Web Weaver very low on HP as it ticks away. Might not be able to find a structure there, as you do see Disco T's looking to find their first keep of the game, chunking forward with Twa on that Azmodan. They're really only one good team fight away from winning this game this late in it. It's just going to take a few chunks from Asmo, and he's throwing them out quick, and you can see how much damage he's putting out this late in the game. Level 20 so close. This wave might be able to do it, just barely short right now for Divine 9. They're gonna wait it out, find another wave bottom, which will be their level 20 talent tier, as they have a level and a half lead. Now with level 20s, those are on your screen right now. It's the Epic Spear from Sonya, so we'll see if she can make some clutch plays with that, as they're trying to jump in deep with their Kerrigan and Mirrodin already. But here we go, and it's gonna be Mirrodin in trouble. Gets the cleanse from Whitemane. He's still backing up Pop's avatar. Stunna and Johanna, she's low, has to back up and pop Iron Skin. Ardent Defender still available for Yarel, as she's falling very low. There is the Ardent Defender, so she'll be full health as she pops out of that. Dwarf toss forward, trying to find damage on Yipos, but they can't quite get there. Here comes a big pullback and stun on Stukov. Make it one, make it two. Barcode very low. He falls to that Dwarf toss. Now looking for Slug Hunter. They're also finding Yarel, who's surrounded, and the Water Elemental is well going to slow her down. Picking up the triple is Divine 9. Epic Spear on top of Raynor. There's the drag, there's the stun. It's a quad kill for Divine 9, and they're looking to end this game 21-0. Level 20 talents are here. They clear up this bottom wave, trying just to get the globes to give some of these members some health back, because it's a Whitemane. Her out of combat supporting is not stellar, but they're going to push along anyway. Still 17 seconds for Johanna to get here. They're trying to get some of their catapults pushed forward as well. Do they have enough time? And they need to make this push up against an Azmodan, the one hero they do not want to see here in defense. So watch them spread out, trying to avoid all getting chunked out by these globes that are coming. Rabid's going to try to make sure he can't get his channeling off. But here we go, 40%, 30%, 20%. Will they be able to finish this off? And ladies and gentlemen, a shutout for Divine 9 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They pick up game number 1 up against Disco Tease. All right, so let's take a peek over at our match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. And wow, wow, wow. Divine 9 is looking hot tonight. Anytime you can put Phantoms on Kerrigan, Jason on his Jaina, these are heroes they absolutely would love to have every single game. And they just dominated 21-0. A shutout on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm going to throw the talents up on your screen. If you're watching over on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment saying you got to watch this video and you just saw what happened there. 21-0 in favor of Divine 9. D9 looking good. We're going to take a 5-minute break as we set up map number 2. It's going to be Infernal Shrines, the map selection of our Game 1 winners, Divine 9. Ladies and gents, welcome back for game number 2 here between Divine 9 and Disco Tease. I have our teams ready in the lobby. I'm going to check one more time if they're ready. They told me they're ready to go, and I had to ask them so nicely to allow me my caster union mandated 5-minute break there. As our teams are ready to go, I'm going to launch it as we head into Infernal Shrines. This is the map pick of Divine 9. You saw them absolutely dominate game number 1 over on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They are looking to continue their killing ways. I think that was the final count 20. I think it was 20-0. I like to keep count, but sometimes it's hard to do. But looking so solid in game number 1. I'm wondering how they're gonna keep up that pace here for match number 2. It's gonna be really tough as we see Sergeant Hammer banned out yet again by Disco Tease. And I guess they just personally must not like playing against it, because I don't think this is really a Divine 9 sort of hero. I haven't seen them personally play Sergeant Hammer much, as we see Diablo, the first ban again for Divine 9. I don't see Divine 9 play this hero, and I know they're more comfortable in their mage play. But anyway, Sergeant Hammer being banned out twice, not an option for the teams tonight, as we're looking at the second ban now for Disco T. See if they want to get rid of... Okay, they're going to get rid of the Urel, which they played game number 1. And there's the white main ban. So Divine 9 saying, we're the only team that's going to get to play her tonight. No white main for you. And now Disco Tees have their pick of the litter with the number 1 selection. They're going with Maiev. Drafted in the number 1 spot, handed over to Disco Tease. Umbral Bind, Warden's Cage. Maiev has everything she needs to start an engagement, similar to what Phantoms was able to do in game number 1 on Kerrigan. We'll see if Maiev on the side of Disco Tease can pull that off again. But now you're leaving Phantoms available to potentially play as Kerrigan again. Instead, it's going to see Jaina, going to be played by Jason again, and Johanna. So 2 heroes that are fantastic on this map. They're going to be picked up early by Divine 9, and it's comfort picks for D9 that led them to the victory in game number 1. Here's Deckard Cain being picked. But allowing D9 to get on so many comforts in this matchup, I don't know how that's going to favor Disco Tease, because you saw what happened in game number 1. And if they don't ban out Kerrigan here, I just don't see how they're going to be able to deal with it. So I'm fully expecting Disco Tease to ban her out, and if they don't, I have no doubt Phantoms is going to go right back to his Kerrigan here on Infernal Shrines. It's a map that Kerrigan loves to feed on those skeletal defenders, get the shields up, and just so much space to make fights happen as they break out towards the middle side of these map, the lanes in this map. Phoenix going to be banned out by D9. He was banned game number 1 by Disco T, so will not make an appearance in either of these maps tonight. Final ban on the clock for Disco Tease, and you know, as I was talking about, if this isn't that Kerrigan, I'm shocked, and it's instead going to be Alex Draza. So now, watch for Phantoms to grab his Kerrigan. You know, still opportunity if they don't pick Kerrigan here that Disco Tease can take it away, but I don't see any reason why they don't just go ahead and grab it. But we will see. We will find out. 5 seconds on the clock for Divine 9 as they're making their 3-4 selections here in this draft. We're going to go with the Sonya again, and they're going to get an Uther, which I think is a solid pick up against some of the bursts that can come out from this comp on Disco Tease. We'll see, and potentially Uther means a Divine Shielded Kerrigan jumping deep if that indeed is the final pick. If not, pairs nicely with Sonya, with Wrath of the Berserker. But fine selection there, the Uther. Here's a Blaze, and final selection will be Greymane for Disco Tease. So we're still looking for that Phantoms hero, because they have not shown what he's playing yet. Is it Kerrigan? Or is it not? I'd be surprised if it's not. 10 seconds to make this decision. Will they want to switch it up this time? Or will they lock in the Queen of Blades here on Infernal Shrines? 1 second left. And it's going to be a Zeratul. Alright, so they are going to bring a different look. A Zeratul? A Zeratul. How will this matchup play out? You guys in Twitch chat, be the judge. If you think it's going to be Divine 9, hashtag D9 in chat. If your vote is for Disco Tees, throw out hashtag DT in chat. Game number 1 was a domination. And Disco Tees, they need to rebound if they want to stay where they're at in the standings. This is, as far as I know, just their 3rd matchup of the season. They only played the 2 in round 1. They were one of those 2 teams, along with Balloon Grant the Strength, that had a bye in week 1. So they're trying to keep their winning ways going up in the top, but after losing game number 1, they fall to 3-2. Divine 9 moves to 4-3. So this matchup right here could tie them in the standings if D9 can pick up this win. Actually, no, they're 4-3. So technically Divine 9 has more wins right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Here we go. Game number 2. Infernal Shrines. And on the left-hand side, it is Divine 9. Rabid Penguin playing Johanna. Jason once again on Jaina. Judge Brad going to be playing Uther. Big Wiz on Sonya for the 2nd time. And switching off of Kerrigan, this time playing Zeratul, is going to be Phantoms. Over on the right-hand side, we have Disco Tees. Slug Hunter on the Maiev. Playing Deckard Cain is hilarious. A substitute coming into this matchup. Sabumafu going to be on the Muradin. Barcode on Blaze. And Twa going to be playing the Greymane. So Yip Boss not making an appearance here in game number 2. Instead, subbing in is Hilarious. Going to be playing support for them. Which means, I believe, was it Zabumafu? No, Yip Boss is playing support game 1, right? Okay, that makes sense. Alright, so laning matchup for here mid from Disco Tees, and the rotation started down bottom for Divine 9 as they're going to rotate up to mid, and these teams are staying out of each other's faces for the time being in the laning right now. Sonya still waiting in this vent, has not been spotted by Blaze. Now Big Wiz going to make his move over to the minion wave, make sure he's not missing that XP. Mid bot rotation, we see Rabid Penguin finding Maiev in his face, has Iron Skin before the Emerald Bind can pull him back. He'll be safe, but laning so far appears to be slightly favoring Disco Tees as you see them clearing up this mid wave. They're going to make the rotation down to the bottom first with Maiev. But here's Rabid Penguin on the front side, going to condemn forward on this. Backside, it's going to be a scroll of Sealing, but not connecting on Zeratul. Phantom's able to blink away out of that one. Slug Hunter on this front, trying to get some resets on Phantom Knives, and ends up using Vault of the Warden's back to safety. Another scroll of Sealing. This one connecting on Uther. And it does appear that Deckard Cain went into Sapphire at level 1. We have the always fun Silver Touch from Uther. And of course, Fingers of Frost from Jaina. And Jason looking to find these rotations quick and early, grabbing all the globes that he can. But I think so far, Disco Tees is doing a great job making sure that Divine 9 cannot step up into these lanes. You see them having to play back at their wall and be patient on the wave clear instead of making aggressive moves. And Johanna, no Iron Skin, getting pulled back and locked in. First blood of the game and first kill of the set for Disco Tees, coming 2 minutes and 15 seconds into Infernal Shrines. And that's what they need to get their confidence back in this matchup, because game number 1, to say the least, did not go anything the way they were hoping it would go. And having that kill early has to mean the world to them as they find the early XP lead, and they're going to get first positioning inside the shrine, although Johanna does reappear. A wild Johanna has been spawned here on top of the siege camp. Divine 9 looking to get the first merc pressure of the game. They get that out. Other side, we do see Disco Tees working on their siege camp. Will not be contested by D9 as we see D9 in this wave, clearing it up, pushing their Khazra camp forward. Sonya's still up top where the shrine is active, and she's going to get first crack at spinning along with a whirlwind inside of this shrine. So early lead, positional advantage for Divine 9 as mid is cleared up by Disco Tease. They still have that Khazra camp there, so they will be able to get some sieging along that mid wall during this shrine while it's active. Still no level 7s for either squad. Half a level away for Disco Tease. They have that slight advantage and are looking to play forward. Maiev, big play forward and finds the Emerald Bind, connecting back on Phantoms. Now up front is just the Sonya. She's in a weird spot, gonna have to walk away. And now inside the shrine is Disco Tease. They have that position inside the shrine, but they're already down 25 skulls, as you saw how well and how quickly D9 was able to clear those out earlier in this objective phase. But here they come back again after using well taps, looking for some blood. On the backside was Phantoms with the Zeratul, but now Jet Propulsion going to connect on two. That was on Jaina and Uther. Blizzard out, did some damage to the good chunk. But the support's coming out from Decker Kane, as well as the Scroll of Sealing, locking in two. Might find a kill on Jaina, and they do, make it a double, as Johanna falls as well. A huge double kill there for Disco Tease, as they now are able to clear out the shrine. There will be no contest from D9 as they leave it all available for Disco Tease. Phantoms rotating mid to clear up the Khazra camp. Uther gonna make the rotation down perhaps as well. Sonya's still waiting here, but she's so low on health, can't make a move in. And indeed, this will be the first Punisher of the game, a frozen Punisher for Disco Tease as they finish clearing up the last few skeletal defenders they need, and here it comes. Bottom side, Zeratul looking to clear up the waves, potentially get some siege on that bottom side wall as no one's here in response. Blaze making the rotation, but top side is the story of the moment. Ironskin saving Johanna for now. She's backing up. Punisher will not be able to do any damage to her. Umbral Bind connecting on top of Sonya. She's spearing back right back in this. Punisher's here, throwing out some of the frozen circles, locking in a few. Judge Bread and Rabbit Penguin got stuck in there, but Slug Hunter on this front side, playing that Maiev, trying to see what he can find, and does have an Umbral Bind on two. That's Uther and Sonya in a terrible spot. Big was falling low, still looking forward to Slug, but not finding enough follow-up damage. The Greymane was back clearing up the wall along with the minions, so no kills there with the Punisher, but they do get the wall down and a significant portion on this top fort as they find themselves with a level and a half lead, and another kill as Zeratul in a terrible spot. He falls, and very aggressive. That bush was perfectly played by Disco Tease as they're looking for a 4-0 shutout so far. Kills on your screen, 3 for Maiev already. Slug Hunter showing why this hero can be so deadly. And they're going to try to find the first fort of the game as they are positioned here with a minion wave. 4 heroes, and see you later. First fort is down, and level 10s have been picked up for Disco Tease. You see the avatar, the bunker. This is Containment Disc from Maiev, which is becoming more and more popular as Warden's Cage continues to get nerfed by Blizzard. We have Go for the Throat, and that is a Stay a While and Listen from Decker Kane. So mid lane setup, they have this talent tier advantage. Huge XP lead right now for Disco Tease as they find Phantoms in the bush. That was a Boomerfoo trying to lock him in, but he does get away. Phantoms using a slow walk back to safety. Minions are here at mid. Still haven't looked at their siege camp. Surprised they're playing this level 10 so patiently right now is Disco Tease. I'd love to see them try to look for a fight, but they're not finding it with these waves not being pushed out. Instead, they're going to stand in a bush. But I don't think they're going to find too much because D9, this is a veteran squad, and they know they have to find their level 10 talents before they stick their necks out anywhere in these rotations. So great patience from D9 as they are just stealth soaking mid with Zeratul. Sonya's up top just soaking on her mount. So everyone's staying safe. They know they need to wait for the level 10s. They're even going to find a bruiser camp here on the top side to help push what's been coming at them there. And now with level 10 talents, they can start to think about making a move and looking for some kills of their own as they have a bit of a combo they're ready to do. Void Prison And I would assume this is going to be Ring of Frost from Jaina. She is yet to click it in. But if I know D9, that is what they're looking to pull out here. So keep an eye on Jason and his heroic choice on Jaina. As Disco Tees are looking to get a Bruiser Camp out. They're going to be able to clear the one that was already played up top. So macro advantage here for Disco Tees, as this first Bruiser Camp that was played by D9 will be able to be cleared by Barcode on his Blaze on the top side. Rotation coming down from Sonya, so she will not be available to clear out the Bruiser Camp. As we watch a potential fight unfold. Still no heroic choice for Jaina. We'll see if she wants to pick it, but up front it's going to be Phantoms trying to see what he can find. Stay along and listen, locking in two. See if there's any follow-up. There's a cleanse on Sonya. She's still here. Phantoms could land this VP. Let's see if he gets it. He does. A 4-man VP. Ring of Frost is chosen. It is being dropped. It does connect on 4. Blizzard as well. The damage coming out with a big spin from Big Wiz on that Sonya. Bunkers down, but is it enough to keep these remaining members alive? No, it's a triple kill for Divine 9. Exactly what I was expecting to see with these heroes chosen. And right before the shrine is activated, Sonya is going to be able to rotate up top and clear out the Bruiser Camp. But look at this, Divine 9 right back in this matchup. They're going to be able to clear this up quickly. 19 already. Will Greymane, Maiev, and Blaze be able to rejoin Deckard, Cain, and Muradin in time to defend against the rest of this push inside the shrine? But I don't think it's possible. 4 left is all they need. Now just 1, and Punisher will be secured for Divine 9. This one is going to be an Arcane Punisher, pushing down this bottom lane that's already been softened up earlier by Zeratul when he was here during the last Punisher push. Jumping forward on top of Blaze. There's a Blessed Shield to lead it off. Blizzard on top and Jet Propulsion barely saving Blaze. And on the backside, the kill's coming out. Jaina's down. Phantom's very low. Still pushing forward, trying to find damage on Uther. Judge Dredd will fall. A double kill. Could be a triple as Rabbit Penguin's low. He falls. It's a triple kill for the members of Disco T. Still looking for more. Greymane's here, 150 health, but Sonya's not going to be able to get his spear missing. Big Wiz now in trouble, pops Berserker, and gets back to safety, but not before they end up losing a fort. But a huge triple kill there for Disco Tees as they're looking to lock in Phantoms. He's here, but the Umbral by Fan of Knives, Slug Hunter finishing off Zera. And now they might be able to find Sonya as well. Big Wiz low, he falls. All 5 members end up falling there for D9. That's not what you want to see when you're making a push with a Punisher. You hate to see it, as now Disco Tees are looking to pick up their second fort of the game. Greymane's clearing up some waves down the bottom side, but this fort is going to put them much closer to level 16. They're looking good. They're even moving on to an enemy siege camp as Slug Hunter going to start it off there on Maiev. They're looking really good. Those kills they just picked up now put it at 9-3, 5 on the board for Slug Hunter. Zeratul blinking forward, but finds 2 red shirts there in his way and ends up giving up that Khazra camp, and another one grabbed on the bottom side by Twa and Zabumafu. Means double merc pressure on the map right now. Maiev and Deckard Cain working on the last of the triangle. Level 16 talents almost here, and these turrets might be able to do it along with this wave. We'll see if they can secure the remaining XP they need before they take a fight. And there it is, level 16 talents popping in on your screen right now, and safety in numbers from Deckard Cain will be a huge play for Hilarious. See if he can pull it off, as they will be able to get a free fort here. Greymane dark flighting right on in. Worgen swiping away, and the third fort of the game has been destroyed by Disco Tees. They are looking solid here on Infernal Shrines as they rotate up to mid, still with Khazra camp here. Dwarf toss forward onto Sonya, gets a cleanse. Big Wiz can't walk forward as there was a scroll of ceiling, and now finds himself inside that. Stay a while and listen, not enough damage here, but here comes another 4-man Void Prison Ring of Frost combo inside the bunker. A few of them surviving for now, but they do find a kill on Maiev. She's down. Deckard Cain's down as well. Still on this is Sonya. Big Wiz looking for a kill on Greymane. They get him. A triple kill for Divine 9, and they're looking to make it 4 as the Boomafu's low. Sonya's still here, but he had a Dwarf Toss available. Back to safety. He survives with his avatar popped. A huge triple kill for T9, but all their kills have come in the form of this VP Ring of Frost combo. They're going to need to find something outside of it, as we just got the big raid from Nexus Gaming Series. A huge shout out to Gravesville, a huge shout out to Mongoose for casting that, Professor Bobo for putting it all together, as well as all the admins from NGS. Hope you guys had a successful first game of the week. So proud to see you guys get that in the books, as we see Divine 9 face up against Disco Tease. And game 1 was a shutout for Divine 9. Your Division B Grand Champions from Season 4 were looking good over on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but so far here in Game 2 on Infernal Shrines, they've been relying on the Void Prison Ring of Frost combination to find kills, and both times they found a triple off of it, but they haven't found anything outside of it. So see, after these 10 seconds waiting off the cooldown for Zeratul, if they can make the magic happen again, I'd expect that Disco Tease are going to play a bit more carefully, as they do not want to find themselves stacked up for the Void Prison. See if they stand a bit separated, but inside these shrines, sometimes it's just so hard to have that discipline not to. So here we come, blinking forward, and another VP hits onto 3. Already low is Murden. Ring of Frost coming down, but it wasn't dropped. The Void Prison was not canceled, so no kills that time. No big root from Jaina, as you see the double kill come out on top of the members of, making a triple actually, on top of the members of Divine 9. They're falling low. 4 kills, a quad kill for Disco Tease. They're looking for Sonya. Will they get all 5? And Big Wiz has fallen. It's a 5-man team wipe for Disco Tease, as the shrine is active. They will get their second Punisher of the game. Still up top this whole time has been a Bruiser Camp that's still pushing on this wall, so that keeps in trouble. Still 12 seconds until the nearest member spawns. Jaina and Zeratul will be up next. But I missed on that. Was that actually a Maiev who had the containment disc on Jaina? I missed what happened, but a huge counterplay there from Disco Tease, making it happen. Their first successful defense up against the combo of Divine 9, and they're patiently holding back that final skeletal defender, waiting to get some Merc pressure out, push out this bottom wave as well with Maiev. They do grab the Punisher. It's going to be a Mortar Punisher. So here we go. Looking to find a keep. Their first keep of the game are Disco Tease. They have an opportunity. Will they be able to make it happen? Time will tell, but they are very close to level 20. This wave and this wall will put them very close. Will it be enough for level 20? That's the question. Or will they even need it? VP and Ring of Frost are online, so see if Divine 9 wants to try to make that happen. They find it. There is the big VP. It hits Maiev that time, but once again, that's a stay long and listen, interrupting the Zeratul from releasing his Void Prison. So another counter kill on Jason, as the keep is down, and pushing forward onto the core are the Disco Tease. Leaping forward, Zabumafu with that Dwarf Toss. He had the stun, but Johanna's back to safety. Punisher falls, but on this core is Twa playing a Greymane, and the shield is down 70%. There's a bunker trying to protect up against any remaining damage coming out from Divine 9. They're still working on this core, 40%. Now falling low is Judge Brennan. Double kill once again for Disco Tease. They're going to make it 3 as Sonya falls. All 5 members are down. And ladies and gentlemen, picking up the split here up against Divine 9, Disco Tease making it happen on Infernal Shrines. Alright, so let's take a peek over at our match summary. Once again, brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. What a set. Game 1 so heavily dominated by Divine 9, but here in Game 2, it was a complete different story. The substitute, Hilarious, coming in, playing that Deckard Cain, did a great job. They figured out what they needed to do up against that VP Ring of Frost combo, and once they got that under wraps, it was the whole game under wraps in favor of Disco T's. Outstanding performance here in game number 2 by them. I'm going to see if I can pull one of them in for an interview. But solid game there by Disco T's as they improve to 4-2 on the season. Divine 9 moves to 4-4 on the season. Here's those talents up on your screen as level 20 was accomplished for Disco T's. Divine 9 didn't quite make it there as they fall in 17 minutes and 18 seconds up against Disco T's. Give me just a moment trying to set up an interview here. I'm going to swap us over to the cam scene. All right. So we'll see if anyone's going to join me. Detected. Thank you for that follow, Altoid7. Really appreciate it. But let me know what you guys think. How was that game for you? That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Outstanding performance. Let me see if I can ping Yitboss to send someone over. No, he didn't play in game number 2. He's not online. Let's see if Barcode's in here. Whisper interview. I'm in NGS Discord lobby 2. Well, if we don't end up getting anyone, I once again, oh, look at Crow throwing out 7 viewers from his auto host. That's awesome. Thank you for that. But what are your thoughts on the game? I know that it's a pretty even matchup. Of course, Swiss formatting allows for these matchups to kind of even themselves out as the weeks go along. But anytime you get 2 teams playing well in round 1 like they did here and facing off against each other, you got to expect that it's going to be an even match. I mean, game 1 didn't appear as though it was, but game 2 was a completely different story. Send anyone? Barcode saying he's sick and can't really talk. So maybe we don't end up with an interview. But anytime you end up with teams this evenly matched, it's always going to be a fun time. I thought the set tonight was fantastic. Game number 2, a very solid performance from Disco T's. But outside of that, that's really the story. I don't know if we're going to be able to get an interview, so that's likely it for this evening. And, you know, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for the big host from NGS after the game of the week. You guys are fantastic. I want to shout out everyone who subbed tonight. Professor Bobo earlier in the evening. We had huge raids coming out from One Mega Man Fan, Crow, and Nexus Gaming Series. The follows from Starked and Altoid and Mr. Monkey Man. Thanks to all you. Oh, we do have an interview. Look at this.
Yeah, I was told to interview.
How's it going? So Zabumafu here from Disco T's. How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
So you did get a win. You found it on Infernal Shrines, but quickly, and I know it's got to be a sore spot, but game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, what went wrong?
So we were like, okay, let's draft Asmodan, and then at the last second, someone switched heroes to Chua, and Chua was like, I've never played Asmodan before.
Oh my god. And
that's how it went. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it didn't appear as though Twa had never played Asma. It looked like he was pretty confident on the hero, made some, good dunks. He just obviously never found the kills. So you're with the opinion if you guys had that rightly positioned on your players, would have been a different story.
New follower detected.
Probably not anyway.
Okay.
We were trolling pretty hard, and it wasn't a good time. But it was a good time. You know what I mean?
And at least you're honest. So yeah, we saw Divine 9 take the shutout on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but Infernal Shrines was a completely different story. You guys look really good, and really it was only the combo VP Ring of Frost that gave you guys any worry. We saw the adjustments start coming out though, and walk me through the adjustment you guys made to that.
Yeah, so we were just like, oh, they're just gonna VP ring us. So then all I did was when they got VP ringed, I jumped on their Jaina, and she couldn't do anything.
Yeah, containment disc, obviously the choice from Slug Hunter. But also we saw the Stay a While and Listen used to interrupt the Zeratul from releasing his Void Prison.
Yeah, that was basically whoever could interrupt either one of them. We were just trying to do that, either Jaina or Zeratul, just interrupt them from releasing the VP or the ring.
Shout out in chat, Hardy with the 10-bit saying, missed the game, but hope to see you around. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. You missed a good one. So game number 2 draft, and we also saw in game number 1, the Sergeant Hammer ban. Is this just hate to play against it or a bit of scouting? What were you guys thinking with the Sergeant Hammer ban twice?
I think it's pretty good, but I also don't want to play against it just because it's an annoying hero to play against. It just hits you from a map away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the new Chromie in a way. Everyone just hates playing against it because of the range.
Yep, I hate that hero too.
Well, I mean, you get to see Chromie get a bit of a buff. I think it's the consensus anyway that it was a buff yesterday. And, you know, I casted a game earlier tonight with her. I don't know if she played any better than she has been since the rework. But yeah, you know, I hate Chromie too. I join you in that sentiment. But both games, you know, you guys were looking to play meta heroes. You didn't have any players on the same hero twice. Which sometimes, you know, if you win game 1, you want to get back on those same picks, but losing game 1, I can see why you switched it completely up in game number 2. Do you want to walk me a bit through the Greymane selection at the end? What was the thought process going into Greymane instead of who else might have been available there? I think like your Rainer you had in game number 1 was still available. What were we looking for with the Greymane?
Mostly we wanted a range damage, and it was either, you know, Greymane, Rainer, or Cassia, and we just wanted the Greymane because he could get on the Jaina if like he was out of the VP and just blow her up with Go for the Throat.
Okay, yeah, I mean it worked. It was solid. Shout out to Twa, game number 1 playing gutsy on Asmo, but I could tell game number 2 he looked really good. I think he ended, I'll check here, 8 kills in the game, top kills out of all players. So huge congrats to you guys picking up that win in game number 2. But before I let you go, man, I want to give you an opportunity for some shout outs. So the floor is yours.
Shout out my boy Slug Hunter. Shout out Chua, carrying the team on Asmodan, best player I've ever known. And shout out me. I was just jumping on fools on Meriden. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, super fun. I had a great time with it. You guys just witnessed a split between Divine 9 and Disco Tease. Joining me for this interview was Zabumafu from Disco Tease, and that's all we have for this evening. And I don't have anything else scheduled on the NGS schedule for the rest of the week. I'll try to find something next week. I will be doing HGC Open casting, I just found out, on Monday and Tuesdays. So if you're looking for me, you can find me at twitch.tv/heroestype on Monday and Tuesday evenings. But that's it for now. I'm Murda. Once again, joining me was Zabumafu. I will see you guys as soon as I can, I promise. Gonna have some really cool stuff coming for you guys this weekend with the Nexus Now podcast, so make sure you tune in. Until next time, though, I will see you later.
Later.